Fuck you! Howdy. Today we are going to do what I said I was going to do this morning, which is we're going to cast some of these dice, and we thought about the metal, and what we're going to use is a mixture of copper and zinc, which will give us brass. I can't remember the exact proportions for that, but I believe it was 33 to 67 percentage. I'll put it on the screen to the right by the Google search. But basically, we're going to start with these this mold, not a mold, a sand casting. We have the sand, we have the dice, and we have something to make the to basically wait for it to get down into the sand. Sorry, and basically fill those holes. I'm going to start by filling this piece up with the sand mold so that we could get it to about halfway of this, not halfway, but to this point, so that I could press this slowly into the sand itself, which will give me a negative of 1/2 of it. Then I will be pressing this onto the top, then covering the dice with the sand with baby powder so that it's easy to separate. So I'm going to do that really quick by just pouring it in here, tapping it down so that it stays connected but can also break at the same time, and I'll get to that point. So far we have gotten that to about halfway, a little bit more. We're going to cover this in a light, actually I can do this right now. We could just cover this in a little bit of a coating, if I can. That was way too much. So it's on a little layer so that once I place this on top of that, which I can do right now, that, we can spread more of this onto there, which means we get a mold of that, which I'm going to do right now. Now that that's been properly put down and whatnot, and you've gotten dirty, I'm going to break this apart, not break it, but pull this part up, which is going to be very careful, and then I'm going to show the negatives. Bada bang, and bada boom. Now I'm going to pull these out and then draw lines connecting each to each so that once I pour it down from here, it can fill all these spaces in. First of all, here's a hollow. Actually, I'm going to have to pull this out a second time. So as you can see, the negatives on this side and this are not perfect. There's little bits of speckle that make it a little odd or too shallow or too thick. That's what the grinder's for. We could just grind that out, hopefully, and then we'll get the general shape. But we will get the imprints of the 6s, which will be pretty cool. This is now almost perfect, as I could just slap this on top of that, and then it'll become a full negative mold. Once that's done, we just gotta melt the metal, which I'm gonna do right now after measuring out the balance of zinc and copper. Now that we got it all set up outside, I can have this on standby with all the other supplies I might need for this. And once we have the mixture full of zinc and copper, we have this crucible in here anyways, so I'm going to place that in here, which already was, but just to show. I'm going to take this nice mixture and just pour it in. Not pour it in, but basically. Let's turn it on and get it rolling, baby. Now let's wait forever, because it's going to take forever. I can't remember the exact... Oh, hi, dog. This is Vader. Vader. You gotta get out of here soon, though. Oh, he's an amazing boy. Get out of here, it's so hot. Come on. It's gonna take a long time for it to get extremely hot, but once it does, I'm gonna stir it around a bit and it should be brass. And once that's high enough, we're gonna take that crucible out with that tool right there on the ground. We're gonna use that to actually be able to pour it in, and we should pour it in and we should get 6 dice molds. Very ugly, but that's why we have a belt sander. Belt grinder. Both. Well, the glop looks just about good. It does have a nice little gold texture to it. So I'm going to pour it right about now. It's doing a bit of steam, so that's not fun. So let's Let's do that really quick. Fuck. So it did not go well, and I didn't do that all correctly. So, so here's what it looks like all done. Fuck. We didn't get the dice done. But that's okay. We now have a puddle of brass. I'm very disappointed, and I'm really sorry. It's very gross looking. I don't really like it. It looks like an omelet almost. And there's this bubble because it went onto the ground. So that really sucks. But thank you for watching anyways, or taking the time. In the end, I guess I made brass. I wish it could have, well, that's pretty actually. I actually dig that. It's, oh my god, it's 2 legs and a very long nose. It's like a disabled elephant. No, he's way too long. But, oh, he's got a little hat on too. Unless that's just a tail. And, no. You know, I'm gonna stop reaching. This is, I did make brass, I guess, which is pretty cool. This is more or less slag. I shouldn't be touching that. This is just the overall bubble. I might cut a chunk off and then keep that, just so I could be like, oh yeah, this is my first time making brass, it's pretty cool. But, yep, that's, I succeeded, I guess. Not with the dice part. I know all that screams idiot and that I didn't know what I was doing, but I have done this before. This is a D20 I tried to do a while ago. Well, I did do a while ago. I just never cleaned it up because I didn't have the supplies I have now. But I think I just did way too many. So if you ever try doing it, try like 1 dice or something. Something small. This is the best I could do a long time ago. So I'll try it again. But thank you for watching anyways.